Yeah.
नमस्कार, आप सभी को नमस्कार. Good evening to everyone. Welcome to this edition of webinar hosted by National Commission for Protection of Child Rights in collaboration with Wellness Wing of India Co-Win Action Network, popularly known as ICAN. National Commission for Protection of Child Rights is celebrating 6th International Yoga Day, which is on 21st June 2020. हम सभी जानते हैं कि 21 जून 2020 को हम योगा डे, इंटरनेशनल योगा डे मना रहे हैं. और इस बार का थीम, जो इंटरनेशनल योगा डे का थीम रखा गया है, वो है योगा फॉर हेल्थ, योगा एट होम. इस पेंडेमिक कंडीशन में हमारे माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने भी हमें कहा है कि हम ये योगा डे अपने घर में ही रह के मनाएं और अच्छी तरह से मनाएं. जबकि हम जानते हैं ये योगा डे कल होना है, नेशनल कमीशन फॉर चाइल्ड प्रोटेक्शन इज गोइंग टू सेलिब्रेट टुडे ओनली, बिकॉज हम जानते हैं कि हम सभी माननीय प्रधानमंत्री का आदेश अपने को मानते हुए हम उसको फॉलो करेंगे. और इसीलिए आज का ये वेबिनार ऑन योगा फॉर हेल्थ एंड वेलबींग ऑफ चिल्ड्रन इन कोविड-19 पेंडेमिक हैज बीन क्रिएटेड टुडे. अगर मैं थोड़ा सा ब्रीफ बताऊं नेशनल कमीशन फॉर प्रोटेक्शन ऑफ चाइल्ड राइट्स के बारे में, इट केम इनटू एग्जिस्टेंस इन 2007 अंडर कमीशन फॉर प्रोटेक्शन ऑफ चाइल्ड राइट्स एक्ट 2005, and commission is working day and night for protection of children rights. Commission examine and review the safeguards provided by or under any law for time being in force for protection of child rights and recommend the measures for their effective implementation. हमारे कमीशन जितने भी हमारे जो पुअर बच्चे हैं, जो हमें उनके रिलेटेड कोई भी उनके बाय लॉज वायलेट होते हैं, तो हम उसके खिलाफ आवाज उठाते हैं. We are doing this webinar in collaboration with ICAN. ICAN is an initiative to help underprivileged communities that have been hardest hit during the COVID-19. It is a unique movement to combat the pandemic through online platform, where we are seeing the person, or where the person who needs help and which can provide the help to others, we are bringing them together in one same platform through online, and it is doing a wonderful job. ICAN is co-supported by NITI Aayog, National Commission for Women, and NCPCR, that is National Commission for Protection of Child Rights. ICAN Wellness is an initiative to create awareness in mental health, education, building community support for holistic well-being. I, Dr. Vinay Pandit, honored to host and moderate this webinar today. And today we have our panelist who is dynamic, enthusiastic, and full of energy. Let me introduce Dr. Professor K. Satyalakshmi, who is a lady who doesn't require any introduction, but it's my moral duty to introduce her in this platform. Dr. K. Satyalakshmi is a director of National Institute of Naturopathy, Pune, is a graduate in Diploma in Naturopathy from Gandhi Nature Care Medical College in 1986. She started her private practice as naturopath in Nalgonda of Telangana state with the name New Hope Nature Care Center, and she conducted number of camps and outreach programs for town and villages in and around Nalgonda and sensitized the people about naturopathic way of life. In 1996, she went for higher studies and pursued her MPhil, and she joined as a resident medical officer in Red Cross Institute of Yoga and Nature Care in Hyderabad. She served there for a decade and assumed the office of Andhra Pradesh Yoga Dhyan Parishad as a research officer. And today she is working as a director, National Institute of Naturopathy, Pune, and she assumed the office in 2015. With this short introduction, I welcome you, ma'am, and you have spared your time to talk to us to give a view about the naturopathy and yoga. We are very thankful to you. As we know, let us know about the International Day of Yoga. It is, as we know, it is celebrated every year, 21st June. Do we know why this is selected? Why this International Day is selected on 21st June? Yes, you're right. It has been selected because it is the longest day of the year in the Northern Hemisphere and shares a special significance in many parts of the world. And our Narendra Modi, sir, the Prime Minister of India, has addressed in UN in 2014 and proposed this day as a International Yoga Day. And from that time, in 2015, first Yoga Day was celebrated on 21st June 2015. And do we know who is the father of yoga? Yes, you are right. It is Patanjali from India. Okay, who is known as father of yoga. And we know, all of us, we know, ma'am, as we take out the discussions for today, we know naturopathy is one of the alternative way by which we can treat the peoples in a natural way. We can provide the prevention measures to treat the illnesses. Ma'am, I generally have a question. Is naturopathy is going to be useful in such pandemic of COVID-19?
Namaste.
I repeat it. Yeah, ma'am.
Thank you very much for a gracious introduction. In fact, it is quite an elaborate one. Thank you very much for that. Now, when it comes to pandemics and epidemics and endemics, for that matter, any disease that is contagious, the only thing that protects and saves an individual is the individual's inner immunity. Only when the immunity is compromised or immunity is not effectively working, or there are some other comorbid conditions, only then a person will succumb to the disease. Otherwise, there is a natural tendency to fight and to win over the microbes, because microbes are there all along, and they're there outside, they're there inside. It's not that all microbes are bad also. In fact, many microbes are so good that we need them. Without them, we cannot survive. The food that we digest not by our own effort. It is the effort of microbiota. It's called microbiota. There are a number of trillions of microbes in our gut who does the job for us for free. And they do it, and whatever we eat, it is converted into a useful nutrition. Only then food converts into nutrition. You get vitamins, you get proteins, you get fats, you get energy, carbohydrates, all this from the food you take because of these microbes. Similarly, there are certain microbes which will trouble us. And for all this, when you have the natural mechanism inside the body, prompt and ready, and then it will act. In order to keep it prompt and ready, we have to constantly exercise. That is why we are meeting here. The International Day of Yoga is fast approaching us tomorrow, and for which a preparedness is required.
Yes, मैम, या वही बात है मैम, जो हमारे माइक्रोब्स है हमारी बॉडी के अंदर, एक अच्छे माइक्रोब्स भी हो सकते हैं, बुरे माइक्रोब्स भी हो सकते हैं, और जो अच्छे माइक्रोब्स हैं दे आर रिक्वायर्ड, वो हमें चाहिए हमारी बॉडी में, क्योंकि वही जो है वो फूड से कार्बोहाइड्रेट को भी लेंगे, वही प्रोटीन को भी एक्सट्रैक्ट करके हमारी बॉडी को देंगे, जो हमारी सेल की नीड है, जो हमारी बॉडी में रिक्वायर्ड है. तो आपने बिल्कुल सही कहा कि माइक्रोब्स अच्छे भी होते हैं और बुरे भी होते हैं, तो हमें नेचुरल वे से उन्हें ट्रीट कर सकते हैं और कर भी सकते हैं और उनसे फायदा भी उठा सकते हैं. सो वेल सेड मैम, रियली आई अप्रिशिएट दैट आंसर. like which is required. And generally हम जब योगा की भी बात करें मैम, अगर हम योगा की बात करते हैं तो योगा भी एक तरह से नेचुरल एक्सेप्टेंस को ही बढ़ा रहा है. वो हमारा मानना है कि नेचुरल एक्सेप्टेंस को बढ़ाता है वो योगा. और डेफिनेटली ये योगा हमें एक ऐसी कंडीशन से बचा सकता है. आज हम बोलते हैं दुनिया भर में कि इम्यूनिटी इंडियंस की बहुत स्ट्रांग है. दैट इज बिकॉज वी आर हैविंग अ ट्रेडिशनल वेज ऑफ गेटिंग इम्यूनाइज्ड. सो वो बहुत अच्छा रहा मैम. अगर जहां तक मैं बात करूं नेचुरोपैथिक फूड्स की, अगर मैं नेचुरोपैथिक फूड्स की बात करूं तो नेचुरोपैथिक फूड्स जो होते हैं दे प्रमोट्स एंड एनकरेज द नेचुरल फूड्स एंड द फूड व्हिच इज प्रोवाइडेड बाय नेचर. एंड वी नेचुरोपैथी जनरली believes that you should take a raw food instead of cooked food, because we feel that cooked food will not give that much of nutrition. In that lines only, ma'am, generally we have some doubts like which natural foods are best to build the immunity in children's, ma'am, because basically these children are more prone to get these infections. So which natural foods are best to build the immunity in children's?
Before I get into what foods actually are good for children, now let us understand the COVID condition. In fact, children are spared completely. They are the better lot now. They are completely out of this by and large. Even if they get also, they don't show up symptoms that elders show. Particularly aged people are more at a risk. But all said and done, children also got to be careful. And if they have mild symptoms and or at times slightly moderately severe symptoms, then they can take care with simple natural means, such as, one is food. Of course, we love food and then we want to know more and more about food. Yes, naturopaths, we talk about uncooked food, because uncooked food is uncooked by us, but nature already cooks food. Only then it becomes food. It is naturally cooked in the sense that they are exposed to sun, they are exposed to nature, and then the humidity, and only then we are eating. Like all fruits are uncooked food, right? All fruits. Do we cook fruits? We don't. So all fruits are uncooked foods, and all nuts also are uncooked foods. And in addition to that, certain vegetables also, if they are eaten in raw form, and you get rich vitamins full to the body. And also it gives good amount of roughage, which is also needed to cultivate useful bacteria, useful microbes inside the gut. So soluble fiber, which we get from vegetables, fruits, nuts, and tubers, and also wholesome grains. Nowadays, most of the time, everything is well polished, so we don't know what is wholesome anymore. But then we have to again relearn, because COVID again is forcing us to understand how far we have come away from nature. So going back to nature is one way of actually setting the clock right. So your body's clock, that is the internal mechanism to take care of it, will start working if you go close to nature. So all vegetables, well washed, well cleaned, and grown in natural surroundings, and more preferably locally grown and seasonally available fruits and vegetables are very good. If you can eat raw, any food for that matter, any vegetable, any fruit, raw ideally is good, but grains and all you can't eat raw, so you cook them. So this is the way we combine foods. We also eat grains, we also eat pulses, we also eat vegetables, we also eat spices, we also eat oils and sugar, salt. Everything will go into the body, no problem. Only thing is, eat sparingly, that is, give enough gap between meals, and eat only when you are hungry, and once in a while, if possible, fast. This is good even for kids. Skip a meal, no problem. Drink plenty of water, and if possible, लोकली अवेलेबल सीजनल फ्रूट के साथ एक दिन उपवास करे तो सबसे बेहतर है. And that is the best way. It cleanses the system, makes it very active, and whatever you eat later will be quickly absorbed. And you also understand the pain of hunger. That is more important. Only when you understand the pain of hunger, you understand others' hunger, and you become more and more empathetic. And without being empathetic in a society, we become cruel. So the chances of becoming cruel can be reduced, and we become more humane, more sensitive, more responsible citizens. So food has so many implications. Dr.
Thank you,
Vinay,
yeah, thank you, ma'am, for your valuable information for this natural foods. Ma'am, generally, what we see nowadays, that these children, which are especially the adolescents, at the age, are lethargic, and they are dull also, and not active, lazing the whole day. And वो आजकल बहुत डल जैसे रहते हैं, बहुत lethargics रहते हैं. And can you suggest some food and some yoga remedies for them to build a natural metabolism of the children's, like how we can increase their metabolic processes and all that?
yes, you tend to become dull, lethargic, when you are not integrating yourself with the nature around. Again, I'm coming back to the same. We human beings are sun rhythm से जुड़े हुए हैं. It is called circadian rhythms. So we have certain rhythms inside the body. All our metabolic processes, all our hormones are completely tuned to the movements of sun. So daytime starts in the morning, say 6 or 7 for us, but then the body by then slightly become already awakened. So by 3:30, 4:30, 5:30, body internally is already awake. There is no point in sleeping then. So youngsters should understand that they should get up early. Only when they get up early, their lethargy will go. So it has to be a built-in, since there is a built-in mechanism, we have to, with our practices, tune to it. If you don't tune to it, then you tend to become lethargic. And similarly, nighttime, there are certain hormones which are secreted in the nighttime so that you sleep well and you get a deep sense of sleep, and which is again needed to rejuvenate the system internally. Rejuvenation is a repair process. The repair that is needed needs a good amount of sleep. In fact, you grow well in your sleep. So this growth process and repair process that takes place during sleep happens in the night. So sleep well in the night. You don't sleep, you sit with computers, you sit with laptops, you sit with mobiles and stay awake till late night, then naturally you tend to sleep in the daytime. To that extent, your metabolism gets slowed down over a period of time. That sluggishness will result in hypertension, diabetes, and obesity later, and all sorts of health problems. So the best thing is to get up early, sleep well in the night. So that sets all problems right. In addition to that, food. Yes, if you eat junk food, that disturbs your sleep. Eat simple food, घर का खाना खा के जल्दी सो जाना सबसे बेहतर है. Yeah, I think I have answered your question.
या मैम, बहुत बढ़िया से आपने समझाया सर मैम कि हम लोग जो हमारे बच्चे हैं वो जल्दी नहीं उठ रहे हैं मॉर्निंग में, जो छोटे बच्चे हैं वो जल्दी नहीं उठते मॉर्निंग में, और उसके बाद वो लेथार्जिक फील करते हैं फुल डे, देयर एनर्जी विल नॉट बी प्रॉपर. एंड आजकल जो पेरेंटिंग चल रही है, जो पेरेंट्स भी हैं वो रात को बच्चों को मोबाइल दे रहे हैं, दे विल बी बिजी इन द मोबाइल्स एंड द पेरेंट्स आर बिजी विद देयर ओन वर्क्स. तो वो चीजें बच्चों के मेंटल और मेटाबॉलिक प्रोसेसेस को वो ब्लॉक कर दे रही है. तो डेफिनेटली मैम आप कोई कुछ आसन बता पाएंगे, योगा के आसन बता पाएंगे बच्चों को कि वो किस तरह, बच्चों के लिए, स्पेशली बच्चों के लिए, कि वो किस तरह से अपना मेंटल एक्टिविटी को इंक्रीज कर सकते हैं? कोई एक छोटा जैसा मैम अगर दे सकें आप।
Yes. Yes. In general, children below the age of 8 need not do any special exercise. If they're active and because of the activity, because of the body's mechanism, they are active, they'll be moving around, and that is sufficient for them. But nowadays, because of schools, most of the time they're sitting, or in their drawing rooms, bedrooms, everywhere you have either cots or chairs or other things. So the body's movements are restricted. So in order to clear all joints and muscles and the internal mechanism more dynamic, asanas are the best ones. Why asanas are preferred over other exercise is asanas should not be seen as exercise, because asanas are holding on to a posture for a longer time. So you are stretching. When you stretch along with muscles, joints become more and more flexible, muscles become stronger and stronger, and they get good amount of oxygen and blood supply. And I will give you one simple example to understand how beautifully yoga works. See, when you breathe, for 1 minute, we may be breathing 12 to 14 times. Let us take 12 times. For calculation, it is very easy. And every time you breathe 500 ml of air. And in that, 20% will go to brain alone. That means 100 ml every time you breathe in will go to brain alone. And in 1 minute, you consume as much as 1000 to 1200 ml, that is almost 1 liter for brain alone every minute. Imagine every hour how much you are consuming, per day how much you are consuming. This is for brain alone. I am telling why brain is more important, particularly for children. They are studying, they need more brain power, and yoga provides that kind of, because with yogasanas your breathing also becomes more synchronized. You tend to breathe better, because in a normal routine conditions we breathe shallow breathing. It is only the upper portion we receive air, wherein gases exchange does not occur, so that is of no use to us. The actual air that gets into the system happens at the lower levels of the lungs, so that requires deep breathing. Deep breathing occurs only when you stretch. So stretching is very, very important, and yoga provides all these stretches. So do everyday Surya Namaskaras and asanas like Tadasan, Vrikshasan. These will make these children grow better. They can go tall and healthy. So best thing is to do every day at least 15-20 minutes, not even 1 hour. That is good enough for them. And they will be a changed persons. And along with this, their nerves also will be very, very active. And with this, if they do on a regular basis, there is what is called neuronal plasticity. Earlier days, science taught us that nerves once damaged will not be repaired. Now there is a new science that has come now. No, you can even repair nerves. Not only that, a constant practice of something can even mutate and change the nerve structures also. So to that extent, damaged conditions also can be repaired by regular practice of yoga. So I wish all children should be taught regular practice of yoga, particularly Surya Namaskaras. In one Surya Namaskaras, you will be doing 6 types of asanas, and the entire body gets enough stretch and good breathing.
Really, ma'am, that's Surya Namaskara is important. And even I feel like Brahmari Pranam, which is called as humming bee sound breathing. So that is also very useful for the small children, I feel, because it is very easy to do also, which I can say, like, just they have to stretch their things, keep it on the ice, keep the hands,
Yes.
put it like
Yes.
that, take the breath
Yes.
in and do the humming sound. This will increase their memory. That will increase the focus. That will increase the that strengthening of the respiratory system, which is I think COVID is going to attack on your respiratory system. जो respiratory system में COVID का attack है, वो भी हट सकता है इस चीज से, और वो अपना mind काम कर सकते हैं बच्चे अपना. They can be free from the stress. They can be free from the anxiety. So simple yoga asanas, if they cannot do surya asana, I feel, ma'am, ये मेरा व्यू है कि अगर वो सूर्य नहीं कर सके, सूर्य नमस्कार नहीं कर सकते, तो एटलीस्ट ये सिंपल एक्सरसाइजेस जो बाबा रामदेव जी ने दी हैं, तो वो सब फॉलो कर सकते हैं. That was my suggestions towards this.
Yeah.
Ma'am, actually, I have one more question, ma'am. Like generally we say, like, is there is there any relationship between yoga and naturopathy?
Yes. Yes. Yeah. That's a very valid question here, because many people may not know that in Ayurveda, yoga and naturopathy is one system. And then Unani, S for Siddha, H for Homeo. So that is the acronym of Ayush. So yoga and naturopathy is one system. And this is the peculiarity that you see only in India. And naturopathy, which has come from Europe, but then when it came to India, it was quickly imbibed into the cultural practices of India. So the elemental therapy, that is 5 great elements that European naturopaths were talking, was quickly connected to Indian Panchamahabhutas. And the fasting that they were talking is quickly connected to Lankhanam Paramaushadam. And the exercise that they were talking was immediately linked to yoga. So that's the reason from 1920s onwards, whenever a naturopath is trained, yoga also was taught to him or her. So there is no naturopath in India who does not know yoga and who does not use yoga as a tool in therapy also. One is for enhancing health, for promotion of health, they use yoga in a big way, and also as a therapeutic tool, that is to restore health. अगर किसी को कुछ प्रॉब्लम है तो हटाने के लिए भी योगा को इस्तेमाल कर सकते. So that is called yoga therapy, using yoga as a therapeutic tool. So say for example, some backache is there. There are certain backbending asanas coupled with some pranayama and meditation and relaxation techniques. They can be treated very well. Similarly, for asthma, or now you say COVID conditions, using Brahmari or Bhastrika or Kapalbhati, depending on person's individual complaints, some amount of yoga is always added. Even people who are fasting, उनको भी कुछ ना कुछ योगा डोज देता है. So this is the practice in Indian naturopathy. So they are together and both do not give any medicines. So both are non-pharmacological applications. There is no medicine involved, but then sunlight is medicine and the internal mechanisms are medicine and the knowledge is medicine and the very practice is medicine here.
मैम, क्या हम क्या हम इन दोनों के यूज से, योगा और नेचुरोपैथी के यूज से, हम क्या कुछ बेस्ट रिजल्ट्स ला सकते हैं? कुछ, कैन यू गिव मी सम एग्जांपल्स, और कैन यू जस्ट एक्सप्लेन विद सम एग्जांपल्स वेयर naturopathy and yoga has together has given some benefits to a person?
Yes, I will take the example of Mahatma Gandhi because Mahatma Gandhi is known world over for many reasons. That one is naturopathy also. He practiced naturopathy and naturopathy alone all through his life. And starting from his stint in South Africa, he even applied the tools of naturopathy on Boer War victims and plague affected patients. He and then his uh, uh, volunteers, they went and then worked with these plague victims, plague affected people using naturopathy modalities. And when his son had fractured his hand. Ram, what is his name? Manilal and Ramlal. And he used only matti patti. And when his son Manilal had pneumonia coupled with the typhoid, and he used only naturopathy techniques and completely cured him. He used the word cured. So nature cure is very, very useful. This I'm telling because every bit of it is well documented and it is written and it is available for everybody to. This year we are also celebrating 150 years of Mahatma Gandhi birth centenary celebrations. So in this context, we are actually trying to know how many ways he practiced on himself, on his family members, and also for his followers, and later on in freedom struggle, how it has enhanced the capacities of people, for which now naturopathy is offered in 40 colleges across the country, so much so that it is called BNYS, Bachelor in Naturopathy and Yogic Sciences. So naturopathy and yoga are really working so well. That's the reason 40 colleges are offering courses and youngsters are going and learning this course for 5.5 years and then coming back and practicing. And for most of the NCDs, that is non-communicable diseases, which are unlike COVID, like diabetes, hypertension, arthritis, obesity, and digestive related problems, or skin problems, or psychological problems. For all this, what do you require? Medicines doesn't cure them. In spite of medicines, they suffer and they will have what you call in later life. See, suppose you start with one tablet, it will go to 2 tablets after some time, and 3 tablets, and then more health problems later. This can be reduced, and not only reduced, you can effectively tackle them, manage them well with little bit of diet, little bit of exercise, and some other acupressure or acupuncture or physiotherapy, and all these are combined, called nature cure. So nature cure can go well with any other system. It can be easily integrated with any other system of medicine where medicines are used, drugs are used. And since naturopathy and yoga, no drugs are used, so no interaction, no problem whatsoever. So as the health parameters improve, they can reduce the medicines. So the burden of medicines will come down automatically if they follow nature's way of life. So that is what is naturopathy. Yes, we do treat all sorts of diseases. In fact, they come to us as the last resort. They try everything and then come to us. We still take up and then show results. That is the beauty.
तो हम ये कह सकते हैं मैम कि योगा और नेचुरोपैथी एक साथ चलती है और ये कभी भी किसी को नुकसान नहीं देगी, कोई भी साइड इफेक्ट नहीं देगा, बिकॉज ये इन दोनों ही पद्धति में, दोनों ही जो हमारी पद्धति है ट्रीटमेंट की, उसमें वो कभी भी इंटरफियर नहीं करता, हमारे मेटाबॉलिक किसी और सेल को, टिश्यू को डैमेज नहीं करता. तो सच में ये नेचुरोपैथी कैन बी coincided, or we can say like it is working together with नेचुरोपैथी के साथ साथ चलता है. अगर मैम हम बात करें, ये एक योगा जो एक ऐसी देन हमारे ऋषि मुनियों ने दी है जो एंशियंट टाइम से इंडिया में चला है, जो पुराने समय से, आई थिंक बहुत पुराने, भगवान कृष्ण के समय से भी पहले, राम जी के समय के पहले ये हमारा योगा अस्तित्व में था। और इसी योगा की वजह से अगर हम देखें तो उस समय के लोग, उस समय कोई भी हमारे पास क्लोरोक्विन मेडिसिन नहीं थी, उस समय हमारे पास कोई भी कुछ ऐसी मेडिसिन नहीं थी जिससे ऐसी महामारी को हम कवर कर सके, बट फिर भी हमारे ऋषि मुनि उसको रिकवर कर जाते थे, उन बीमारियों को, महामारियों को रिकवर कर जाते थे। तो एक योगा एक ऐसा गिफ्ट है हमारे लिए जो हमारे ऋषि मुनियों ने हमें दिया है, और जो हम हमेशा उसके साथ अगर बढ़े तो ये एक हमारा ही ट्रेडिशन है जो सभी महामारियों को ओवरकम कर सकता है। मैम, अगर आज की सिचुएशन में मैं बात करूं तो whatever I will say to you, like all these students, जो एक छोटे बच्चे हैं हमारे, जो स्टूडेंट्स हैं, they are under mental stress. They are under mental stress. Why? Because अभी क्या हो रहा है कि वो अंदर, घर के अंदर रह रहे हैं, उनके पास पढ़ा, अगर ज्यादा ही कुछ पेरेंट्स पढ़ने वाले हैं तो बोल रहे पढ़ो 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 पढ़ो, ठीक है, वो उनको कुछ भी खेलने नहीं देते, कुछ नहीं देते। अगर पेरेंट्स नेग्लिजेंट है तो उनको, दे आर नॉट बॉदर्ड अबाउट एनीथिंग व्हाट दे आर डूइंग, एंड दे आर स्पॉइलिंग देयर आईज, उनकी आईज खराब हो रही है, उनके मेंटल एबिलिटी है वो खत्म होती जा रही है। तो इस दौरान में हाउ योगा एंड नेचुरोपैथी कैन प्ले रोल इन student mental stress due to such lockdown situations? How this yoga and naturopathy?
Yeah, I think lockdown situation is more a trouble to parents, not children. They are thoroughly enjoying, I think, because the very schooling and curriculum and all that will be stifling for a child. But not meeting friends, not able to play in playgrounds, and completely locked up at home is a nuisance for children. Definitely, that should not be a situation. They should be allowed to move around. Since they are less prone for COVID, they should in fact be trained to take up neighborhood activities like cleaning and helping aged people or sick people. That kind of engagement should be positively be engaging these children. That is one thing, because this for some reasons we are as a society, we should blame ourselves for not taking up this kind of activities. In addition to that, we should also train children to engage with nature. This requires like walking in the woods and forest walks, or swimming, and taking up agriculture and gardening, and all this plucking, plowing, and these kind of activities will rejuvenate them. And going back to nature, they learn quite a lot. Learning happens while they integrate themselves with nature. And so far as mental issues with kids, they're more of anxiety related, which comes from parents. So here learning or unlearning is needed for the parents and the community. Children as such, they are less burdened mentally, and all that they require is good amount of food and sleep and relaxation. And relaxation comes from learning something new. Every time their energies need to be channelized to teach them something new, something exciting. And there cannot be a better teacher than nature. So integrate them with nature or into nature. That is the best way to reduce their stress.
तो ये एक अच्छा सुझाव है मैम आपकी तरफ से कि सभी, इंस्टेड आप अपने बच्चों को स्ट्रेस देने के बजाय आप अगर उनको इस लॉकडाउन की सिचुएशन में पढ़ाई के साथ साथ आप नेचर के साथ जोड़ें, उनको नेचर वॉक पे ले जाएं, उनको फार्मिंग कराएं, उनके खेती बाड़ी का दिखाएं, हाउ द प्लांट ग्रोज, एक पौधा कैसे उगता है, ये सब चीजें अगर सिखाएं तो मेंटल स्ट्रेस में भी नहीं आएगा और वो लर्निंग भी करेगा, वो पेरेंट्स की एक्सपेक्टेशन पे भी उतरेगा और एक अच्छे समाज की एक रचना हो सकती है इससे। तो मैं आपसे इत्तेफाक रखता हूँ मैम कि आपने सही बात बताई कि द पेरेंट्स शुड नॉट स्ट्रेस द स्टूडेंट द चिल्ड्रंस, बिकॉज उनके इनबिल्ट में कोई भी मेंटल स्ट्रेस नहीं होता है, वो हम लोग क्रिएट कर देते हैं उनके माइंड में। सो दैट इज द बेस्ट वे। मैम एक और क्वेश्चन जो जनरली मेरे माइंड में आता रहता है हमेशा, कि जो ये अनीमिया है, अनीमिया इज द बिगेस्ट प्रॉब्लम generally faced by all the women's, okay, and all the women's and girls, basically the adults and girls. Which naturopathy food would you suggest to prevent iron deficiencies, or which yoga exercises would you like to tell to these women or girls so that they're anemic, they should not become anemic? Can you please throw some light on it?
Yes, that's a very interesting thing. We need to understand it is such a simple issue, but it is becoming problematic because today's girls are tomorrow's mothers. So they have to be healthy, and they, first of all, for their own health sake, they have to be healthy, and for future generations also, they need to be healthy. And this is but we are thinking that only girls are anemic. No, for that matter, in India, surprisingly, even men are becoming anemic, and vitamin D deficiency is another reason and cause both for anemia as well as other calcium synthesis in the body. So the entire thing has to be seen as a combination of overall our lifestyle behaviors, and we need to address them. So the food that we are taking, it is not what we eat that matters. It is in fact what we absorb that matters. So how much of it is being absorbed, and are there any issues with absorption? So the absorption issues come from two reasons. One is if they have any parasitic infestation, अगर कुछ कीड़ा अंदर है तो, I mean worm infestation, and the worms will not allow you to have nutrition. They themselves will take most of the nutrition. So any food that is given is taken by worms. So you don't get nourished, but instead they get nourished. So you have to address that problem first. Then the second thing is the combination of foods. If certain foods are not taken in proper combinations, then again there is a chance of not getting nutrition. If you take too much of sugar, the binding capacity of iron will be very less. So better take more of jaggery and a lot of vitamin C to synthesize again iron. You require vitamin C and zinc also, and vitamin D also is very essential. All these are available in most of the foods. In India, we have plenty of greens and whole grain foods, and they contain lot of iron. And cheapest iron that you get is from all greens and till, that is sesame, and ragi, and they're good source of and in vegetables, if you ask, carrot and beetroot and lime, all these are very good, rich in which can provide good amount of iron and also calcium, folic acid. So, and exposed to sun. More importantly, in order to have good metabolism, one should expose to sun. Now, in India, what is second most problem is vitamin D deficiency. In spite of having so much of abundance of sunlight available, and body knows how much to take, when to stop. There is nothing called excess exposure to sun, at least for Indians. And we are, our skin can sensitize, and it can switch off automatically when it is done. But exposure, at least partial exposure, that is, keep your windows, doors open, and then sit in that kind of, or sit under a tree, or walk in the woods, or walk in the open air. This is very, very important. Just eating food alone is not sufficient. You are also nourished by air, water, and also sun and thoughts. So all have to go together.
generally it is believed that like taking tomatoes will increase the iron content. It is a myth or it is true, ma'am?
No, tomato also is a good source of any red color food is a good source of iron. So tomato
Iron.
can be taken every day. Yes, yes, it is very good. And peanuts, all nuts are good. Peanuts are a cheap source. They can happily have. Sesame, till is very good. And anjeer. Now this is the season. They can eat a good amount of anjeer. Anjeer is another good source of and plums and
Iron.
all the what you call berries and which are seasonal, locally available, and the children should eat. They should, in fact, they should be taken to these forests and they should be exposed to all this and they should pluck and then eat. They
Yeah.
should also have the joy of
तो हमें
yes.
हमें जैसे अनीमिया से अगर बचना है तो जो भी लाल कलर की चीजें हैं वो तो बहुत ही इफेक्टिव है, जैसे आपका टमाटर हुआ, पलम हुआ, सीजनल फ्रूट्स हुए, और ज्यादातर जो ग्रीन वेजिटेबल्स हैं वो भी अनीमिक कंडीशंस में बहुत ही हेल्पफुल रहती हैं। तो ये चीजें मैम ने हमें बहुत क्लियरली बता दी हैं कि वी कैन यूज ऑल दीज थिंग्स, और टमाटर खाने से अनीमिया ठीक होता है। तो ये एक आज हमें ये जो लोग कहते थे कि मिथ है ये झूठा है, तो ऐसा नहीं है। टमाटर में भी आपके वो सोर्सेज हैं, जैसे आयरन के सोर्सेज हैं, जिंक सोर्सेज हैं, तो वो सभी चीजें ये प्रोवाइड करता है। मैम आजकल एक और जी, यस मैम, आप कुछ बोलना चाहेंगे मैम?
नहीं, रागी एंड गुड़ ये भी बहुत अच्छा है। रागी मीन्स हाँ, यस
जी मैम। मैम आजकल अनीमिया में आपसे एक और पूछना चाहूंगा कि क्या योगा भी अनीमिया में हेल्पफुल रहता है? कोई ऐसा अनीमिया के लिए कोई योगा का आसन है कि जिससे हम अनीमिया को हटा सके मैम?
Yeah. See, generalized improving metabolism is what is the crux. So to improve metabolic activity, again, as I told, stretches are very good. And that improves because it is iron which takes oxygen to the cell. So in the absence of iron, heme, there is no oxygen supply. So you tend to feel dull and weak because of that reason. So keep on producing more, giving more and more oxygen. Just doing Kapalbhati alone is good enough. Bhastrika alone is good enough. Yes.
Ma'am, can you just show us some breathing exercise? Some which can be while sitting only we can do that exercise, so our viewers can enjoy that and they will learn something out of this.
Yes, first one got to sit straight, yeah, and because it is when we sit like this, the chest gets completely caved in and it will not expand the lungs. So you keep your lungs expanded mode and then slowly
पोजीशन पे बैठ जाइए, सभी लोग सीधी पोजीशन पे बैठ जाएं। मैम हमें अब बताने जा रही हैं कि किस तरह से बैठे बैठे ही हम योगा कर सकते हैं।
Yes. So first thing is take your right hand on your, put it on your tummy, and take your left hand, put it on your chest. Now, as you breathe in, pull your abdomen out. Then as you breathe out, take your abdomen in. Now, completely focus your attention on your tummy movements. This I'm telling for children to improve their focus.
Great.
Their concentration will improve and their digestion will improve. Yeah. As you breathe in, pull your abdomen out. As you breathe out, pull your abdomen in. Keep doing it slowly first. Then increase the pace. Do it again and again. Now breathe normally. Now you see, you want to breathe in through your chest. Now you understand? how much stress, even for less than 1 minute, if you breathe through your abdomen, you miss how your chest is wanting to breathe.
जी मैम, यस मैम। आप
Oh,
सभी लोग
oh,
अपना मैम ने बहुत ही आसान तरीके में सभी बच्चों के लिए स्पेशली एक बहुत ही इजी तरह का एक प्राणायाम या आई विल कॉल इट एज बताया है,
yes, yes.
जिसे जस्ट आप अपना हाथ अपना राइट हैंड यू हैव टू कीप इट ऑन योर टमी, अपने पेट पे रखें और अपना बायां हाथ अपने सीने पे रखें और जो अपना सांस अंदर को खींचे और बाहर को खींचे, बट यू शुड बी फोकस्ड। आपका मन आपकी आईज क्लोज रखें ताकि आप अपने को शांत कर सकें, सभी माहौल से इससे बाहर निकल सकें। फिर आप अगर ऐसा प्रैक्टिस करेंगे तो डेफिनेटली आप काम शांति, आपके मन में शांति आएगी, आप मोर फोकस्ड रहेंगे, आपकी मेमोरी भी इंक्रीज करेगी। एम आई राइट मैम?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
There are other exercises. This is
Yeah,
called sectional breathing. What we have done is now abdominal breathing. Then there is
abdomen.
a chest breathing, thoracic breathing. Then there is what is called clavicular breathing. That is, these are collarbones are called clavicles. Clavicular breathing. So all this can be easily done. It's no big trouble, and आसान से कर सकते हैं, and it will definitely improve lung capacity. It will improve uh, circulation to all over the body, and it will nourish your cells in such a way that you will start asking for, and whatever you eat from that, body knows to synthesize whatever is needed for the body. You don't have to feed everything into the system. Body
Yes.
will take whatever required from the food given. That wisdom is there inside. But only thing is, we need to understand this and then keep ourselves active.
ओके मैम, या मैम, तो आपने बिल्कुल सही कहा कि हमें अपने को एक्टिव रखना चाहिए, एंड दैट ऑल दीज योगा प्रैक्टिसेस एंड नेचुरल फूड विल हेल्प अस। ये जितने भी नेचुरल फूड्स हम खा रहे हैं, जो भी योगा करेंगे हम, ये डेफिनेटली हमें कहीं पे हेल्प करेगा। आप अगर मुश्किल वाले योगासन नहीं कर पाए, तब भी आप एक सिंपल योगासन करें तो डेफिनेटली ये कहीं ना कहीं आपकी बॉडी को रीजनरेट कर रहा है, आपको रीजनरेशन में हेल्प कर रहा है। मैम, आजकल एक बहुत बड़ी समस्या है अनीमिया के साथ साथ एक डायबिटीज और ओबेसिटी। Diabetes, you know, it is we are the world capital of diabetes, and it is one of the basic problem in all over the world. So do naturopathy as well as yoga can help us in overcoming these problem of diabetes and obesity? And can you suggest any foods to control this juvenile diabetes, because juvenile diabetes is one of the outbreaking things which is happening in all over the world nowadays? So can please throw some light on this, then I will take up some questions from viewers.
Yeah. See, juvenile diabetes is called type 1 diabetes, and no, that needs to be addressed individually and as a disease, and it has to be treated properly. So
Okay.
I cannot tell anything from this forum to address that. But even for them, type 1 diabetes, they have to avoid synthesized sugars and pure sugars. But they can still take natural sugars. That is, in fruits and vegetables, whatever we get, they can have it. But pure sugars they should avoid. And then regular exercise and physical activity will definitely give them longevity. Then coming to type 2 diabetes, for which we are capital now, as you are saying, and because we are more in numbers, and this again is mostly to do with excess consumption of food, because food is abundantly available now, and we are becoming essentially sedentary. That is, less activity and more food. It is a simple equation. And when we tell about it, it appears very crude, but that is the truth. And for that, what we need to do is whatever we are eating, cut, reduce the quantity and quality both. Quantity, See, if I give you the example of one chocolate is equivalent to 2 meals. That is what is the caloric understanding of food. See, and how much we can cut. We have to see what we are eating, what kind of food we are eating, and how many varieties we are eating, how often we are eating. Everyone has to do a food audit and take a note of it. Whatever is going into the mouth has to be recorded for 1 week. If you see, and then you will know how much excess which is not there in our routine we are still having it. So then you understand how much we are violating. We are eating too much, that we need to understand culturally. And it doesn't uh, sound nice, or it doesn't appear nice to tell someone not to eat when they're eating, because हमको ऐसा आदत है और थोड़ा दे दो. So but we never tell not to eat. So that is not part of our culture. But now we have to understand that we are going into a disease mode because of this practice. So we have to cut into our food intake, and these 3 meals, in between meals, and every time there is no time for eating. Every time is okay for eating. And there are hotels and these food joints which offer midnight dinners. So this is a big issue we have to tell. And children particularly getting addicted to junk foods, and there are certain foods which they get easily addicted to. They cannot get away from these foods. One child was telling, come what may, there cannot be a better food than kurkure. I'm just giving the example because it is so tasty, and then they get addicted to it, and the sweet and then salt, the sugar and salt, as well as the oil in that, makes them, so all the three are going excess into our system. So you have to cut and make at least 30% of your food uncooked. Either raw vegetable खाइए, नहीं तो soaked seeds or sprouted seeds or fruits, or what you want to eat 30%, but your food has to be 30% uncooked every day. And every meal has to be something different. If you take a morning for breakfast ragi malt, you can eat roti for lunch, you can have rice for dinner, or vice versa. So keep changing it so that your body's absorption mechanisms will be active, and you take only, less glycemic foods. More sugars into our foods are also called more sugar, more salt, more oil. We are in fact drinking oil. So this has to go. We have to make an effort to understand what we are dumping into the system. And the brands of all the gadgets that you are using, but you do not know what is going into your system which is nourishing you. So this is the major issue, and one has to be physically very, very active. So either walking, if nothing, you don't know yoga, you're not doing yoga, or मुझे पसंद नहीं है yoga करने का, at least walk, run, be mobile and active. These are the simple things. And now with confidence, we are telling that you can reverse. I'm using the word reverse. You can reverse diabetes, type 2 diabetes. If anybody has diabetes, go to a nearby Nature Cure doctor. You can reverse diabetes. You can go back to non-diabetic state systematically if you manage your routine for some years together. And for at least 1 year, your report should show that your sugar levels are well within normal ranges. Even if one report goes abnormal, then again from then onwards, again for 1 full year, you have to show that. And like that for 5 years, you have to maintain. And it is not difficult, because with medicines also, it doesn't come down. You keep on eating medicines. And there are complications later. So if you want to avoid all that, you want to be self-reliant, you want to take responsibility for your health, the best thing is eat millets, eat diversified food, and do regular physical exercise, be active. This is the mantra.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Such a nice, आपने एक अच्छे वे में हमें बताया कि एटलीस्ट टाइप 2 डायबिटीज को हम कंट्रोल कर सकते हैं, उसको वापस ला सकते हैं अगर हम एक नेचुरोपैथी और योगा को अपना ले अपनी जीवन में। अगर हम उसको अपना ले तो टाइप 2 डायबिटीज जो भी है उन्हें डरने की जरूरत नहीं है। मैम, हम कुछ क्वेश्चन ले ले, हमारे व्यूअर्स के हैं क्वेश्चंस। एक क्वेश्चन है, क्वेश्चन बाय डॉक्टर कविता। शी आस्क्ड दैट कैन नेचुरोपैथी डील एडिक्शन एज वेल? नेचुरोपैथी क्या एडिक्शन को डील करती है क्या?
Yeah, not all addictions, but certain addictions, yes. Particularly the person who wants to get out of these addictions should be willing. And in naturopathy, there is no way of giving de-addiction treatment through medicines or anything, but then by changing their routine and then lifestyle, and with acupuncture and acupressure and massage and all that, the neurological issues that come up with de-addiction, all that is well addressed in naturopathy centers. Yes.
वी कैन डील, हम उसके साथ डील कर सकते हैं कुछ एडिक्शंस को, वी कैन डील। मैम, एक और क्वेश्चन है, वन ऑफ आवर व्यूअर, he says that how is yoga different from stretching or other kinds of fitness? Yoga, how is it different?
Yeah. See, in yoga, there is a component of awareness, there is a component of breath. And in other exercises, it is the focus is completely on just stretches or muscle building or calorie consumption. That is the reason yoga will give you a lasting impact, whereas exercise will give you short-term impact.
Okay. Ma'am, one more is there, like how many times a week should I practice yoga? One of the viewer is asking how कितनी बार वो एक वीक में योगा प्रैक्टिस करे कि will be
very happy. Yeah, I would be very happy if somebody asks how many times I should avoid eating. Yeah, it's like yeah. See, at least 5 days a week is a minimum. One should do yoga in order to keep that body flexibility intact. Otherwise, body again goes back to its original rigidity. Then it will be a problem. So at least 5 days a week is ideal. Every day is good.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, one more question from our viewer, Shiv Kushwaha from Laureate Institute of Pharmacy is there any yoga to control the stress? Is there any yoga to control the stress?
Yes, yes. There are so many yoga tools which can be used for relaxation. You know, stress results in anxiety, stress results in stiffness, stress results in clouding of thought. All that can be removed and addressed effectively by there are simple techniques. There are so many techniques that have come from yoga schools, and there is one S. Vyasa school from Bangalore. They have come up with simple techniques, you know, deep relaxation techniques, instant relaxation techniques. You can use these simple techniques and get quickly de-stressed. You know, anything that is giving you stress, it could be a thought process, it could be physical stress. You can learn to relax instantly and then get back to your work. Particularly this we are teaching to people in software where because of the work pressure and targets under which they work, there's a lot of stress related issues, and yoga can be a very good stress buster.
And there is one question from Dr. Abenzer. He asked that many students have the issue of digression and lack of concentration, especially the adolescents. Do you suggest any special diet exercise to recall?
Focus and concentration can be easily brought in uh, by by actually diverting their attention. If we bring in more and more force on them, the chances are that they get into depression rather than focusing on the thing. So the concentration and focus can be brought in by channelizing breath, that is again pranayama, and then doing regular exercise. And also there are some hydrotherapy techniques also which will improve focus and concentration. And acupressure also helps a lot in bringing concentration and focus, particularly in Chicago on children, tiny tots. Their LKG level children also were given certain yoga tools, and with which their attention span has increased, because there the issue is more of ADHD, attention deficit hyperactive children. So they become very restless and problematic. So yoga, yeah, it will be a very good tool, but it has to be highly individual specific, and only after seeing the child from where the issue is coming up, and it can be addressed. And food also is a very important aspect here. High amount of starch and sugars can make children more restless. So reduce sugars in their food, particularly wheat and milk products should be reduced from their food. So more fruits, more vegetables, more home-based diet is very good for them.
जी मैम बहुत लाइक देर आर बहुत सारे अभी भी क्वेश्चंस हैं, पर हमें टाइम रिस्ट्रिक्शंस हैं कि वेयर वी हैव टू रिस्ट्रिक्ट अवरसेल्फ. तो ये क्वेश्चंस आप हमें भेज सकते हैं, हम इनका रिप्लाई जरूर करेंगे. जो मैं आई एम रियली थैंकफुल टू यू मैम, लाइक यू हैव टेकन टाइम, आपने टाइम निकाला और हमारे साथ बात की. और जो होम टेक अवे मैं बोलना चाहूँगा सभी के लिए फ्रॉम दिस वेबिनार इज अपना नेचुरल खाइए और सेहतमंद रहिए. नेचुरल खाइए, सेहतमंद रहिए, सीजनल फ्रूट्स खाइए, बहुत सारा पानी पीजिए, योगा कीजिए, एटलीस्ट 15 से 20 मिनट का योगा कीजिए. योगा नहीं कर सकते तो जस्ट एक वॉक कीजिए, मॉर्निंग और इवनिंग में एक वॉक दीजिए. और एंगेज योर चिल्ड्रन, स्पेशली द चिल्ड्रंस, छोटे बच्चों को स्ट्रेस ना दें, उनको ज्ञान की बातें देने के साथ साथ उनको गार्डनिंग, उनको नेचर के साथ जोड़ें तो ज्यादा अच्छा रहेगा. इसी नोट के साथ मैं आपसे एक रिक्वेस्ट करना चाहूंगा, जाते जाते मेरा दिल नहीं कर रहा आपको भेजने का यहाँ से, पर एक रिक्वेस्ट करना चाहूंगा मैम, एक सिंपल जैसी कोई रिलैक्सेशन एक्सरसाइज लास्ट में मैम, योगा के थ्रू, स्मॉल रिलैक्सेशन एक्सरसाइज मैम, योगा के थ्रू. जी.
Okay. See, all of you tighten your body. Make your make your body, I mean the entire body stiff, and hold it tight. Close your eyes also. Everything close. Bring close to yourself and hold it, hold it, hold it tight. Make it as tight as possible, and hold your breath also. Now breathe in and hold your breath and tighten the entire body. Hold your breath and tighten, tighten, tighten. Now relax. Relax. Now open up your eyes, palms, legs, everything. Slow. Breathe normally. Now you can open your eyes. This is one instant relaxation technique.
रियली मैम, ये बहुत ही रिलैक्सेशन देने वाली एक टेक्निक है. अपनी बॉडी को पूरा जकड़ ले अच्छी तरह से, एक सांस को ले ले, अंदर रोक रखे जितनी देर आप रोक सके, और स्लोली उसको धीरे धीरे उसको छोड़े और धीरे से अपनी आंखें खोले, अपनी बॉडी को रिलैक्स करें. यू विल फील टोटली रिलैक्स्ड. धन्यवाद मैम, बहुत अच्छा सेशन रहा आपके साथ. हम आगे भी आपसे जुड़ते रहेंगे मैम. धन्यवाद, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. नमस्कार.
Namaskar.